NASA detected a mysterious object.
3i Atlas.
3i Atlas.
3i Atlas updates and
The third interstellar object ever discovered.
October 28th, 2025. In less than 24 hours, something crazy is about to happen behind our sun that has scientists from Harvard to Caltech losing their minds, and governments are quietly mobilizing everywhere. Humanity is facing something it's never seen before. The mysterious object called 3i Atlas has grabbed everyone's attention, especially the Chile incident I'll talk about later. But what's really keeping me up at night is that this might not just be a rock floating through space. It could be a massive ancient spaceship. According to some theories, this thing was launched billions of years ago, way before life even existed on Earth, built by some civilization way more advanced than us. It's been travelling silently through space for ages, and now it might be coming back to our solar system on purpose. Let me know in the comments what you think, because everyone's got their own take on this. Some people I've talked to think 3i Atlas could be a monitoring probe recording cosmic events for thousands of years. Others see it as an interstellar ark carrying knowledge, life, or tech from a civilization that's long gone. The fact that it shows up right now in human history feels like destiny, like whoever made it knew an intelligent species would eventually spot it. I don't know if you heard about this, but just recently an amateur astronomer in Chile was watching 3i Atlas when suddenly, out of nowhere, his telescope showed 9 mysterious objects appearing around it in perfect formation. And here's the crazy part that's got physicists questioning everything. Each one is generating 20 gigawatts of power, 20 times more than our biggest nuclear plants. That should be physically impossible for objects that size. Tomorrow, at perihelion, all 10 objects disappear behind the sun at exactly the moment engineers say is perfect for an O-berth maneuver. Then another massive visitor called C 2025 R2 Swan showed up from the opposite direction. Now governments are secretly preparing for something they won't talk about. Are we watching alien technology? Is this the moment everything changes? What started as normal amateur observations has become the most watched event in astronomy history. Leslie Peltier never thought he'd discover something that would shake up the entire scientific world. This amateur astronomer from northern Chile had been tracking 3i Atlas for weeks using his 40-inch telescope. His setup was impressive for an amateur. He had a cryogenically cooled CMOS camera and a precision tracking system hooked straight into NASA's data, giving him real-time updates accurate to within kilometers. For the longest time, 3i Atlas looked like everyone thought it would, a fast-moving visitor from deep space with a beautiful green tail glowing from carbon monoxide and nickel. The object was discovered on July 1st, 2025 by NASA's Atlas telescope in Chile, making it the third confirmed interstellar visitor after Oumuamua and 2i Borisov. But 3i Atlas had something different from the start. The green glow was way more intense than anything astronomers had seen before, creating this emerald streak across the sky that amateur photographers everywhere were capturing. Peltier followed the usual routine, taking images every few hours and uploading the data to astronomy forums where pros and amateurs shared findings. It was comfortable and predictable. Point the telescope, track the object moving at 68 kilometers per second, capture the images, process the data, share the results. Nothing suggested 3i Atlas was anything more than a bright comet from another star system. The telescope setup itself was amazing for amateur astronomy. The cooling system kept the camera sensor near absolute zero to cut out noise, while the tracking rig could follow objects at crazy speeds with pinpoint accuracy. This precision is what made Peltier's discovery so huge and undeniable. And the idea that an interstellar object just spawned 9 companions in perfect formation was beyond crazy, but within 48 hours, everything changed. The James Webb Space Telescope, Hubble, the Very Large Telescope in Chile, and Keck Observatory in Hawaii all confirmed exactly what Peltier saw. These are instruments that can detect the faintest galaxies at the edge of the universe. When instruments like this all report the same thing, the scientific community pays attention fast. Each observatory used different filters, exposure times, and methods to make sure what they were seeing was real. The results were the same across all platforms. 3i Atlas now had 9 companions, each following identical paths at identical speeds. The analysis of these 9 objects revealed something that made physicists deeply uncomfortable and sparked emergency meetings at NASA headquarters. Every single companion had the exact same speed, trajectory, and chemical signature as 3i Atlas itself, proving they all came from the same source. But the energy readings were completely impossible, according to everything we know about physics. While 3i Atlas already puzzled scientists with an estimated 10 gigawatt power source based on its heat signature and tail behavior, the fuel requirements alone would be way more mass than these objects appear to have, requiring tons of fuel burned every second. The mystery got even deeper when astronomers tried to figure out exactly when these 9 companions appeared. According to Avi Loeb's team at Harvard, using frame-by-frame analysis of the telescope data, the 9 objects materialized at precisely 2 AM UTC on September 19th, and the whole thing happened in just 0.1 milliseconds. That's 1/10,000th of a second faster than any natural fragmentation process we know of. This is faster than any explosion, faster than any breakup event, faster than physics should allow for objects this large. One frame showed 3i Atlas alone traveling through space. The very next frame, captured just 100 milliseconds later, showed all 10 objects in perfect formation, no gradual separation process, no expanding debris cloud, no transitional states. They just appeared instantly, like someone flipped a switch or activated something. The odds of capturing that exact moment of appearance were astronomical, suggesting Peltier witnessed something that was timed to happen during observation windows when Earth-based telescopes would be watching, almost as if whoever or whatever controls these objects wanted to be seen. Natural comet breakups and outbursts happen gradually over hours or days, not in milliseconds. Asteroid collisions create expanding debris fields that spread out over time, not formation-flying companions that maintain precise spacing. The instant appearance, combined with perfect trajectory matching, suggested this wasn't natural fragmentation, but deliberate technological deployment, which is exactly what pushed Loeb to make his now famous probability assessment. In interviews this week and scientific papers currently under review, Loeb argued with detailed math that if these are artificial probes, they're probably doing comprehensive reconnaissance of our solar system's planets and structures. Their advanced power systems at gigawatt levels would let them run sophisticated sensing equipment, including high-resolution imaging systems that could photograph planets in extreme detail, spectroscopy across all wavelengths from radio to gamma rays that could analyze atmospheric chemistry, and gravitational field mapping that could reveal what planets are made of and even detect technological signatures from Earth's communications and power grids. The timing of their September deployment, followed by tomorrow's perihelion during solar conjunction when we can't see them, suggests they're following a predetermined mission plan designed to maximize observation opportunities while minimizing detection risk during the most critical maneuvers. Loeb publicly stated in multiple interviews and blog posts that he assigns a 30 to 40% probability that 3I Atlas and its companions do not have a fully natural origin. That's not some random researcher making wild claims. That's the former chairman of Harvard's astronomy department, the guy who's published over 900 scientific papers, saying there's nearly a 40% chance we're watching extraterrestrial technology in action right now. But other scientists offered natural explanations. Michio Kaku suggested 3I Atlas might have hit a big piece of interstellar debris. Since it was moving at 68 kilometers per second, any collision would release huge kinetic energy that could break it into fragments. The 9 smaller objects would be super dense chunks that absorbed impact energy. This stored heat could explain their power signatures, and the synchronized movement would be natural from fragments sharing the same origin velocity. Loeb responded that collision fragments don't act like mini nuclear reactors, putting out steady 20 gigawatt outputs for weeks. Natural rocks, no matter how exotic, don't produce sustained energy like this. Plus, collision fragments would gradually separate over time, not maintain perfect formation flying across millions of kilometers. While scientists struggled to understand 3I Atlas and its 9 companions generating impossible power levels, astronomical surveys spotted another interstellar object approaching from the exact opposite direction in the sky, from a totally different part of space. This new visitor, called C 2025 R2 Swan, discovered in early August, was over 100 times bigger and way more luminous than 3I Atlas, with a spectacular tail spanning 2.5 degrees across the night sky, about 5 times the full moon's apparent width as seen from Earth. C 2025 R2 Swan is bigger than any comet in recorded history, making even the famous Hale-Bopp that captivated millions of people in 1997 and Halley's Comet that returns every 76 years look small by comparison. Its approach path, calculated by multiple independent teams, brings it to perihelion the exact same week as 3I Atlas and its companions, creating what astronomers started calling an interstellar traffic jam, with 2 massive objects from completely different parts of the galaxy hitting our solar system at the same time from opposite directions. The timing seemed way too perfect to be random coincidence, leading to increasingly wild but mathematically sound speculation about what relationship these two visitors might have to each other. Some researchers suggested publicly that C 2025 R2 Swan might be responding to 3I Atlas and its companions either as some kind of rescue mission if the smaller objects encountered problems and need support, or as some kind of cosmic interceptor sent to investigate or interfere with whatever 3I Atlas is doing in our system. Others theorize that both objects might be part of a coordinated multi-object operation with different roles in whatever plan is unfolding, maybe one doing close-up reconnaissance while the other stays at a safe distance for communications, relay or backup operations. Historical analysis of C 2025 R2 Swan's path revealed something fascinating. Calculations show an object following nearly the same path pass through the inner solar system about every 2,200 years throughout human history. Ancient records from different civilizations back this up. Chinese archives from 200 years before Common Era mentioned a heavenly dragon with a magnificent tail. Babylonian tablets described a splitting star that came with great upheavals. Medieval European records from around year 1000 talked about a green visitor with a banner tail that stayed visible for months. If this 2,200 year cycle is real, then C 2025 R2 Swan isn't random but a regular traveller that's been observed by humans throughout history. The pattern lines up with major periods of change in civilization. Whether coincidence or not, each appearance seems to match big transitions in technology, politics, or society. The last one would have been about 800 years ago during medieval Europe and the Islamic Golden Age. Records from that time describe unusual sky phenomena followed by major tech advances. Archaeological evidence suggests ancient civilizations knew way more about these cycles than we thought. Structures like Stonehenge, the Mayan pyramids, and temple complexes worldwide have precise astronomical alignments tracking celestial events over thousands of years. These monuments may have been built partly to predict and prepare for returns like C 2025 R2 Swan. Analysis of these sites shows sophisticated understanding of orbital mechanics. The builders clearly had detailed knowledge about visitors that returned on predictable schedules. The implications are staggering. It could mean advanced interstellar objects have been influencing human development for thousands of years, either through direct contact or by inspiring tech advances during their appearances. The simultaneous arrival of 3I Atlas with its 9 companions and C 2025 R2 Swan suggests we might be seeing the biggest of these cyclical events. Despite mounting evidence, official agencies maintain almost total silence. NASA and ESA only release brief statements saying there's no threat, but leaked documents paint a different picture of frantic activity. Pentagon and European Space Command have started emergency briefings covering everything from peaceful contact to planetary defense. Plans are being made for communication attempts and direct interception. China quietly repurposed its Long March 9 rocket to develop interceptor capabilities. ESA is dusting off blueprints from the cancelled Don Quixote asteroid mission. Even SpaceX and Blue Origin are being asked about rapid launch platforms. The silence is feeding conspiracy theories everywhere. If the evidence is so strong, why aren't governments preparing the public for potential contact with non-human intelligence? Avi Loeb formally asked the UN to hold an emergency session on interstellar object policy. He's pushing for a global task force and says Earth's nuclear powers should coordinate not to attack but to show our tech level. Time is running out as all 10 objects approach their closest points tomorrow, October 29th. When 3I Atlas and its 9 companions reach perihelion hidden behind the Sun at the exact moment an Oberth maneuver would work best. Thanks for watching another episode. While you are still here, make sure to click the video on your screen for more quality content.